Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to another day right here at Daily Reset, where a new chapter of your life starts with us. And today we have a very important topic to talk about, which is the mind over muscle. But before we go deep into this subject, how about we take a quick break and we'll be right back for more, so don't go away. Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back again. So today's topic is about the mind over the muscle. And today's guest is Fatma Alyaagoub, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Hi. So how about we talk about this in a more fitness vibe. So what do we mean by mind over muscle?
Basically, it's just setting your mind and getting your mind ready to go into, working out, focusing on the mental aspect of working out and being in fitness rather than just focusing on weight loss, gaining muscle, doing 1, 2, 3. Because you can't have one without the other, to be honest. I feel like they're both, I know out of experience that they're both very much intertwined. So this is basically what we're talking about. Is like we focus on the mental aspect of it and making that a priority, as well as the fitness and health part of it as well.
All right, cool. Yeah. How about let's separate them into two.
Okay.
So I know in some way when we're talking about mind over muscle, meaning that you always have to make sure and conscious about your muscle when you train. Training is, as we know, training is the fundamental way of getting into shape.
Yes.
And when your mind is like offset into something else and you're not focusing on the training itself, whether the coach is on top of your head or not, where do we draw a line between you basically fading away into your mind and actually focusing, and how does it affect your muscle?
I wouldn't say just affects your muscle. I feel like if you're not concentrating on your workout, you're just injury prone, basically.
True.
So being aware, being alert, being present while you're doing your workout is very important. You need to be aware if this, sometimes when you're pulling doing a bent over row and the weight is heavy, but you're like distracted, you might pull a muscle, you might hurt yourself. So you really want to be you want to deal with whatever mental noise that you have before coming in, not in a sense that you completely distract yourself, but in a way that, I'm going to separate the thoughts, the problems, the issues that I'm having, and I'm just going to release, focus, and just detach right now. So in a sense, basically, having the right mindset, being mentally aware of what you're doing is important, because you need to make sure that you're not hurting yourself and you're doing the movements right.
All right. So when we're talking about basically making sure that you're doing the movements right, you're basically making sure that the person protects herself from self-injury.
Yes, of course.
So self-injury, how many times did you actually see this in people, and how do you make them avoid it?
So I always tell my clients to be aware if you're feeling pain or discomfort. Sometimes you're feeling discomfort because it's a new movement that you haven't done before, so your muscles are not ready for it,
True.
But pain is when it's actually extremely painful. That the more you move, the more painful it is. So we need to differentiate between these things, and we're all prone to hurting ourselves, because sometimes even if you have a coach on top of your head, you have a tendency to move incorrectly from exhaustion or distractions or whatnot. So should that happen, you need to identify whether I'm feeling discomfort or I'm feeling actual pain. And I've seen it a lot. And once you start feeling pain, you need to learn to just take a breather and stop. I've noticed that a lot of clients, because they don't want to stop working out, they'll push through the pain and they'll keep working out, and that will gradually make the injury and worse than it is actually. So being aware is very important.
Yeah, and going back to basically mind over muscle is that the moment you start to push yourself to not just the max and even over the max, the next day you can't even come back to work out, or even if you do come back, it will be half the work. Does that actually is considered progress or not?
Soreness is bound to happen, especially if you have, you've started increasing your weight, or if you put a little bit more effort. And I do say that you have to work through the soreness. You can't just sit around. So I always go back to saying that you have to identify whether this is soreness, discomfort. Even if it's during the workout, it's not usually soreness. It's just a little bit of like discomfort from new movement. The next day, is this soreness or is this actual pain? If it's soreness, you work through the soreness, because if you just keep taking breaks every time you're sore, you're never going to progress, really. But if it is pain, this is when you need to, you talk to yourself, I don't need to work out today. Again, it goes back to the mind aspect of it, that if I don't work out, it's not the end of the world. I need to fix the issue that I'm facing, and then I can go back healthier, better, and stronger, basically.
Yeah, because people don't understand that basically when you have, there's a healthy way of feeling soreness and there's an unhealthy way.
Obviously.
And when you are in the process of having a healthy kind of soreness, it is something good, because the next day your body is recovering to build new muscles, new tissues, new endurance, and then the next day you come back either stronger, even if it's a little bit tiring, but still you come back stronger. Now the word focus, now when we always say to a person to focus on training, just make sure that you're focused. It's not just listening to the outside noise and canceling out, you're also listening to yourself. I mean your inner voice.
Yes.
So when I tell to myself to focus on this specific movement, I have to do this better, I have to push myself. So where does focus, when can I rely on focus? Does it have to be always 24/7?
No, obviously. But when you're in a workout, I feel like if you're going to a class or you're going to work out with a personal trainer, it starts with focusing on what the trainer is saying. Sometimes somebody has a lot of distractions and they're just all over the place. So just detaching from what's happening outside of this hour that I have with my coach, and I'll focus on what the coach is saying, because the coach will give you cues, will give you directions that you need to listen to and you need to concentrate on, again, to avoid injuries. This is where your mind has to be open and alert. So this is where my first focus happens. And then when I start the workout, I need to focus on my breathing, I need to focus on moving right. And I don't use focus as a negative word, I use it as a positive thing. It basically teaches you to shut out all the distractions that you have in your life, and you just come internalize and just focus on yourself, and like just basically the word that comes to me right now is regroup all my emotions and all my thoughts, and just stay present in where I am right now. Right now I'm at the class, I'm in my 1 hour session, and I need to just let it all go and just work out, basically, and just focus.
All right.
Yeah.
So how can I begin to view exercise as a tool for mental clarity?
I feel like it's just, there's a lot of science behind that. When you work out, you're releasing negative energy and you're just getting positive, and this and that. There's a lot of talk about that, and a lot of research that you can tap into. But from a personal experience, when you work out, again, it goes back to like, I'm letting everything go. I'm here in this 1 hour where I'm running and my mind is just focused on breathing and just going the distance, or I'm lifting weights, so my mind is focused on my shoulders, my back, my knees, that I want to make everything right, and my breathing. So it regulates the breathing, it regulates the mind. So basically what happens is you sort of like letting go of your problems a little bit. And when you do work out, it really does release. Like when you're sweating, when you're like aggressive in a movement, or you're slow in a movement, you're really releasing all of these thoughts and negativity. And I've noticed that a lot of times clients would come like, by the way, when we were doing that workout, I started crying and I feel better now. So it actually does do that. It makes you sometimes release like emotions during the workout, which it heals.
So in a way you could say that the moment that a person basically focuses on a training, it is a mental clarity for him to just kind of connect it with something that they're going through?
100%. You do see a lot of times when clients do come in that they are going through something. Either they have someone who's not doing well in the family health-wise, someone who had just passed away, maybe their kids are having exams and they need to go back home and like teach them and everything like that. So you do notice that when they do go through these things and when they do come into fitness, they feel a little bit lighter and that they're ready to face the day. And this, I'm not talking to you based on research, I'm talking to you based on experience and what I've seen. Another aspect of it is that when you are in the workout, you're really taking care of yourself. When you are in the workout, you really realize that you are taking care of yourself. And when you give yourself that moment where you're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of your health, it really helps you become, I don't want to say a better person, but you give better in a better way.
It's a progress.
It really is. You have that selfish moment, but that selfish moment, makes you a better giver, let's say.
But being selfish in that moment is not literally being selfish as in being a bad person. It's just like you're just focusing on yourself. You're trying to, whether you're building yourself physically or mentally or spiritually, it's there. You just try to be a bit selfish just to give more. Give more to yourself, which is the time that you deserve, which is the 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, even 2 hours.
Everybody deserves that 1 hour to take care of themselves, whether it was in the gym or maybe even like at a spa. Why not?
Yeah, or even just walking in the street.
100%, yeah.
All right. How about take a quick break?
Sure.
All right, dear viewers, we'll be right back right after this, so don't go away. Hello, dear viewers, and we're back again right here with our guest, Fatma and Alyaagoub. All right, so let's talk deeper about now. Before we talked about the mind controlling the physical aspects of the body, but now we want to talk about the mind separately from the physical part. So, how can we talk about it in general? Like, what is so important about mental health that can ensure whether our physical appearance is intact, our soul is intact, our mind is intact?
I feel like perhaps because I've gone through depression, so I know that what it's important. Mental health is how important it is to go about our daily activities. And I've seen it with my clients that when they come and they're going through something, it's very visible in the way that they move and the way that they carry themselves. And it comes in different forms. I mean, I'm not a therapist, but from what I've seen people who struggle with their physical appearance because they need to lose weight. It really is hard for them to come into the gym when they're comparing themselves to people who've been doing this for years, or people who are naturally slim. So the first part for the tackling into this, since it's related to fitness and health, if you are someone who is facing weight issues and you're just first time coming into the gym, comparison is the killer. So first step is to not compare in anything and in any form in life. Also, if it's something that you're not able to get over and it's causing you stress, it's just read about how I can fix it. If I don't have the capacity to go to a therapist, or if I don't want to do that, just go through the feelings, go through the emotions, but just really, we need to, address all of these feelings and all of these emotions. Another sort of, let's say, mental thing that I do see a lot is, I don't have time, I don't want to do this. And then they use that, I'm so helpless. This feeling of helplessness is a mental, I feel like it's a mental shield that we use so that we either give ourselves an excuse for not going and fixing the way that we feel about ourselves, fixing the image, or it's an excuse to just not do something, like just blame it on someone else and just sit there. And it all goes back to the same thing. A, be kind to yourself. B, read about, there's so many self-help books out there. If these self-help books are still not helping you move or take action, definitely speak to a professional. And right now we're in a day and age where information is readily available. It's just a click of a button, and there are professionals that are also available to talk to in any format, in any sort of media.
Exactly, yeah. You don't even need to be there present physically. You can do things online right now.
Honestly,
you could ask ChatGPT to some sense, to some extent, like not that even. Well, the thing is, all of this actually needs courage and motivation.
Yes.
And how can you not be a sitting duck and be motivated?
It goes back to just what I said is sometimes you have these people who are just constantly I don't have time, I'm helpless. But we're very good at doom scrolling and just looking through our phone for hours and hours and hours. And then we're like, I don't have time to go to the gym. It starts with simple things, like even if you're at work, you have a desk job. I have an 8-hour desk job, but there are moments in the day where we just go take steps back and forth. We do a 10-minute walk. We go for breaks outside of the office. There's always a space that you can move in. So you start with small things like that. If you want to move, I always say, if you want to, you will find the way. So you need to remind yourself of this. It's easier said than done. You could say, like, if I wanted to, I will find the way, but you didn't find the way yet. You just keep looking. It's just, and again, I also tap into finding the right circle, being surrounded by the right people who will motivate you to move. Initially, in the beginning, before I started into fitness, the people that I was surrounded with, I just wanted to go out, have coffee, and movement wasn't something that was a very common thing. As you go into fitnesses, as you start working and moving and all of that, you start to attract people who are like you, and then you start to motivate your friends to do the same thing. It just really does. You really have to surround yourself with people who, motivate you to move and to do things, whether it was in fitness or in life at the end of the day.
Very true. I've always viewed it in this way, like, as you said, doom scrolling. Like, it's either you subject your energy to doom scrolling in a negative way or a positive way. You can actually still do your scrolling, but more into a healthier, let's say, content, rather than things that are more...
You can control your algorithm.
Exactly. The moment you start to view things that are negative, you stay still, and you just want to stay in that couch or that bed. But the moment you start seeing things are more positive and people like trying to pull you out of the screen, like some feeds actually tell you like stop scrolling and come out, come with us. Why don't you just come with us? We're real people. Then come join us on a walk or meet us here.
Exactly.
Some people are just friendly, they can do that. So in that sense, how can social media actually affect your mental health, and how can we shift it to something better?
So one of the things that I struggle with my clients is that they go through for the aesthetic of somebody online, in terms of whether it was a fitness coach or whether it was some random influencer or fitness influencer. They start to look at the aesthetic and they start to believe what they're seeing. It's just really being aware that not everything that you see on social media is true. A lot of times unfortunately, there are these individuals who claim that they can help you, and that if you want a smaller waist, just do this movement, and it's not true. So it's also just not believing everything that you see, and just trying to find someone who's more genuine. There is the social media is saturated with information right now, and you can find things that do work and things that do not work. It could be positive, where you could find, like you said, somebody comes like, we're real, join us. So find like, there's a coach online that this seems good and they're working at this gym, I'm going to go see them. So get out of your comfort zone, get out of this online mindset, and then just go visit this place so you can see for yourself if this person really knows what they're talking about, or it's just something that's just very advertised and fake.
If it was one move that fixed it all, then everyone would have run out of business.
Exactly.
Businesses like fitness industries, pharmaceuticals and all this,
100%.
they would have run out of businesses.
There's no such thing as one size fits all in fitness. There are people that do very well with Pilates and it really works for them, and they should keep doing that. There are certain people that do well with high rocks and CrossFit, and they should continue to do that. We can't say that it worked for that person, it's going to work for me. So I mean, I'd be motivated. Use social media to be motivated. I love seeing before and after pictures and videos, because it motivates me. Like, if this person can do it, what's my excuse? Use that as motivation to get you going, basically.
All right. Do you think that fitness gave you the structure when life felt uncertain, like as like a 100%, center?
Yes, 100%. I do talk about that. I started fitness because I had lost my father and I was extremely angry at the world. And fitness sort of kind of,
found your center?
Found me centered. Okay. Like I was able to release my anger during workouts and I was learning something new. So it gave me something to be excited about. I don't want to say that excited to live again, but like it really gave me a motivation to do something. And it really taught me discipline. If you want to see results, you have to be disciplined. If you want to do better in life, regardless of fitness, even at your work, you have to be disciplined. You don't just sit in your place and be like, oh, I want to be skinny, and then that's it. It happens overnight. It really does take discipline.
Yeah, it's not a magic word that you say and then constantly, and it just happens.
Exactly. So it really just teaches you, and it also teaches you to appreciate, the progress. So at the beginning, I couldn't do a push-up, and now I can. These things, makes you appreciate the little things as well.
So how did you stay connected with yourself at your lowest moment?
Honestly, it was not easy. I'll be very honest. It's sometimes when you're in the lowest moment, no matter what anybody says to you, it's not helping you. You're just stuck.
So is it a process that you just need to go through, and
everything in life is a process. Grief, work, working out, being disciplined, learning how to be, everything takes time. So when I was, like you mentioned, in the lowest point, that I had hit depression and it was not a pleasant experience. I was crying all the time. I didn't want to talk to anybody. It just was a point where I was like, do I want to stay like this forever, or do I want to get out of it? And I have to give it to one of my friends who sat me down, and it was basically like a intervention. And she said, you really need to, fix what's going on, either talk to a therapist or figure it out. But we have all sat down and realized that you're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And also realizing that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Because you can.
Not being in a denial kind of phase.
Exactly.
Or ignoring it.
Yeah.
All right. How about another quick break?
Sure.
And we'll be back. All right, dear viewers, don't go away, because we still have more to uncover. And we'll be back. And we're back, dear viewers, right here at Daily Reset. So let's continue our topic. So Fatma, one question. For those who feel emotionally heavy, what's one simple physical reset that you would, ask them to start today?
Walking.
Oh, okay.
Walk. Honestly, it's so simple but so effective. And not just like a 10-minute walk.
Of course.
Something really, and now the weather is getting lovely, you can just go outside and take a walk. If not outside, you can do it in a mall. It's just movement in the simplest form is really helpful. And if they can't walk or they don't like walking, just play some music and just bounce around wherever you are. It really just the simplest form of movement will help. Grab a child and start playing with them. That also helps. Just move, basically.
Well, that's a good business idea. I'll rent children for them, people to grab and just play with.
100% would work.
So what advice would you give to someone who wants to exercise but doesn't know where to begin?
We talked about social media. So when you open Instagram or when you open whatever application you're on and you just put fitness, you have a large amount of gyms that will pop into. Just first, like, make it easy for you. Just pop into a class. I feel like if you're in the beginning of the journey, go to an easy class that can be done. You have a lot of classes around in gyms that start from 6 a.m. until 7 and 8 p.m. And just start with, even if it's a bunch of professionals that are working out, just barge in and do your best. Like, they know what they're doing and they're doing a good job, but you're new, so it's more you're better than they are because they're used to it. But for you, it's you're out of your comfort zone. Join a class, whether if you're afraid of something like that's HIIT and boot camp, do Pilates, or do something that's mat Pilates. If you're going to start into Pilates, start with the mat and then gradually grow. So just start joining classes, gradually join classes, and then once you start to understand how the body moves, what are the cues for the movements, what they mean, once you start to understand that, you can start working out on your own. If you don't prefer classes, just invest in a personal trainer. It's better to invest in a coach and in a personal trainer than in other things that really won't help you with your health in the future.
Now, the question that might be running in most people's mind, like if I'm coming from an environment that is totally pressured, whether work or family, and it's pressuring me. Now, I want to pick up fitness, which is supposed to decrease my pressure. How can I not make it also into a form of pressure?
I feel, so this is a very personal decision that you make with yourself. You just find something that's not too toxic, in a sense that the environment is healthy and the environment is welcoming. A lot of the gyms around have a very beautiful community that they build with themselves. So just be aware of the community that you're going into. And I highly don't believe that when you go into the gym and then it becomes like addictive, that it becomes pressure, because the people around you will always elevate you, know. They will motivate you. Oh, why didn't you come yesterday? Oh, you had something. Oh, come today, we missed you. So you start to become, happy to go there. And it becomes, again, like I've always said, that it actually becomes an outlet rather than the pressure. If it's something where you don't have the time for it, don't hate on yourself. Go do something that's easy, like go for a walk, put a video. There's always something that you can do, even if it's just 30 minutes. If you just need to move, find something as small as 30 minutes to make time. And there are a lot of coaches online that do say that I know a coach who's a doctor and a mom who constantly says that I have 30 minutes and this is what I do. So learn from these people who do these things as well. There's a lot of information out there.
All right.
Yeah.
What does a balanced mental and physical routine look like for you now?
For me now? So having at least 3 days a week where I move. I'm not forcing myself to do it every day, being very smart about it. I'm managing that even when I'm coaching, it's not every day like it used to be. I used to do 6 to 9 every single day, nonstop. Now I'm very aware where I do 3 days a week of coaching, and then 3 days a week where I do my workouts, and then the 1 day off. So, and then there's the active recovery days. So making a very balanced schedule where I'm not too hard on myself with working out and coaching. I've managed to be less pressured and less stressed. And then making sure that everything is prepared. So I have a thing where I do a Saturday reset. On Saturday, I plan my week ahead, and then I choose my outfits for work, and then I plan my PT clients. It's just like an admin day where everything is prepared for the week. That puts down the pressure. And color coordinating the activities. So if it's a workout, it's a certain color. If it's work or meetings, it's a certain color. And really just not being too excited about everything. Just, keeping a balanced schedule where I get to socialize, I get to work and work out, and just have time for myself, time for sleep.
So I was going to ask you, what about sleep?
Yeah, for sure. 8 hours.
How is that? How does that actually affect everything that you just said?
So this
will not sleeping actually disrupt everything you said?
Yes. So this is something that I learned maybe 11 years ago from the doctor that was treating my father. He's a neurosurgeon, and he said that our body needs to shut down at night, and that we need to prioritize sleep, because a lot of our diseases, a lot of what happens to us is due to lack of sleep and uncomfortable sleeps or unhappy sleeps. So
especially when we are in a very demanding time and a demanding place where we work. It's not like we're in a farm right now.
Exactly. And sometimes you need to choose yourself, and you need to choose, your sleep. And I've mentioned this before. My friends always call me a panda. When it's time to sleep, that's it. I'll just shut down, and I don't, you have to prioritize and choose that for yourself. So ever since I heard that, it was just sort of like a click that once, after our Isha prayer, it's time to shut down and slow down. And literally, religion really does break the time for you.
They do tell you that.
So if you just follow that and you just start to, plan your schedule on a Saturday for that, it really does help, And there are off days. There are days when you just sleep at midnight because you had to go to a gathering, or you had to, do 1, 2, 3, and it's fine. It doesn't, break the schedule, but it should not be an everyday thing, basically.
Okay, got you. And finally, what does mind over muscle mean to you in one sentence?
That's actually a very hard question. Okay. In one sentence or what? Okay.
Well, you can do it more. Okay. Or you can have multiple sentences. Like if you want to look at it in a physical way or a mental way.
So mind over muscle, I feel like it means that don't stress on how you look to me. Just stress on how you feel. More than anything.
That's it. That's simple as it is.
So it's just focus on how you feel, rather than focusing on just how you look.
How you feel. So basically, don't follow trends over and over. Don't be a victim of people that are clickbaits and all of that.
100%.
Because well-being in the end of the day is more important than just looking good for a dress.
It's just not an aesthetic. It's just a lot more than that.
That's actually very good advice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
We hope to see you again, and it's been a wonderful journey.
Thank you very much.
All right, dear viewers, we've reached the end of our episode today, right here at Daily Reset, and with our guest, Fatma, Alyaagoub. And we hope to see you soon again in other endeavors. Till next time, see you soon.